As a career coach and a committee member of Women in Mining South Africa, I have the privilege of meeting really interesting people on a daily basis. My name's Bryony Lieber, and in this conversation I'm chatting with Mbali Milanzi, the Managing Director and co-founder of the Tshepa Basadi Group. How would your career in corporate perhaps have been different, or how would you have shown up differently if you'd had the mindset of being director of everything as a technical person? So not just defining yourself as a technical operator, but as a director of every aspect of your career.
I would have been way more inquisitive.
Okay.
I've always been one to, like I said, by virtue of the career, you always have to engage people. But I always had a specific outcome in mind. And I didn't take enough time to actually engage people around what it is that they do and how it is that or how what they do adds value and impacts the business. And I think had I taken that time to really understand some of the nuances of running an HR department, or some of the nuances of running environmental and compliance type of department, I would have been way more empowered right now, even in my role. Um, but certainly, I think it would have probably given me an edge in the business where I was, because I would have been more well-rounded and probably on track to be CEO. Because you cannot manage a business and be the director of everything without truly understanding how each and every moving part of the business um, plays a role, and how each of them work together to help you to meet the end goal, or to deliver to your clients.
Yeah, so I mean, what you're saying is that in your career, understanding the impact that you have on others and the impact that they have on you and on the bigger business would have been something that would have given you a much kind of more holistic perspective of the business and your part within the business. And I think that's often something that we fail to appreciate when we are working in our careers is that bigger picture, and is the opportunity to build business acumen and understand all the workings of an organization and how we interface with them. And it's certainly in my kind of journey from being an employee to running my own business, it's been the same thing. Had I had the vision that one day I was going to start my own business, I think there are a lot more questions I would have asked as
Yeah,
an employee that would have set me up with hooks to understand what I was going to need to do. And
yeah,
for me, that's perhaps the biggest lesson for everybody that's watching this video is to take a long-term view of where you might want to be in 5, 10 years' time, and think about what do you need to know now, what do you need to ask now, what do you need to be more curious about now, what relationships do you need to be building now to set you up for where you want to be in 5 or 10 years. Even if you don't ever get there,
yeah.
there's no harm in taking the time and spending time on the journey as opposed to being more transactional, which is I think what we tend to do when we're focusing in the now.